This is one of our students.
Jody Sawyer.
We have so many promising students this year, I find it hard to keep them straight.
Don't worry, I won't forget.
You know who I saw on my way in? Who? Cooper Nielsen.
Jody Sawyer, hop on. We'll go for a ride.
Does he seem as cocky in person as he is on TV?
I heard he hasn't spoken to anyone.
But he talked to me.
What's your name, dear?
Jody Sawyer.
You need to concentrate on your turnout.
Does that help?
Probably not, but it doesn't hurt. How'd you end up a dancer anyway, Charlie?
You meet better looking girls in the dance world.
She's so good.
Yeah, just ask her.
You're not like most of the girls here. Your technique is nowhere near where it should be.
What, you went to a special bitch academy or something?
Jody's hopeless. She'll never make it.
You understand what I'm saying? Use what you have.
We all heard you. You don't have to speak to her like that.
This is my classroom.
Are you kicking me out?
I want you to really think this is the right place for you.
Do you have a 5:30 class?
What kind would you like?
Anything but ballet.
Let's do it!
You're not here by mistake. Someone at your audition watched you dance and saw something special. What you gotta do is figure out how to find that again.
This is your dream. It's your dream. If this were what I wanted, I wouldn't be as unhappy.
You two dance really well together.
How come you're not seeing someone?
I see someone. She doesn't know I see her, but I see her.
Do you think I'm an idiot for getting involved with him?
I think he's an idiot for not treating you well. Whatever you feel, just dance it.
Welcome to Dorky Now. My name is Sonia Mansfield, and I have bad feet. Joining me is my podcasting sister from another mister and the co-host of Dorky Now, Margot D. Hello, my friend.
Hello, my friend. I'm just dreaming about Peter Gallagher's eyebrows again.
They're so good.
They're delicious.
Eyebrow rides, $5. Line starts to the left for eyebrow rides. We are talking about 2000's Center Stage. It's directed by Nicholas, I'm going to say Hittner? Sure. Written by Carol Heikkinen? Sure. Starring Amanda Schull, Zoe Saldana in her first movie ever. Beautiful.
They're all beautiful, by the way, of this movie.
Very
Everyone's
true.
Gorgeous. Yeah.
Susan May Pratt, Peter Gallagher's eyebrows, Deborah Monk, Donna Murphy's in there, a bunch of other names, people that I don't recognize, but I bet a lot of other people recognize if you're into ballet. This was a very popular request in our What a Creep group.
Shitballs.
Like
I mean, on TikTok and Facebook and at Twitter, everyone instantly responded. They were so excited.
Yes.
And then I'm like, holy shit, we have to have something to say about this movie because people really care about this movie. And we're not millennials.
Correct. We are not. We're just a little bit older than millennials.
Skosh.
But if you haven't seen Center Stage, you should go watch Center Stage and then come back. This is a movie about like 12 young dancers who get into the American Ballet Academy. And, there's going to be a big workshop, a big show. They're going to put on a really big show. And, certain people will get to stay and certain people will get cut, blah, blah, blah. I already know the answer to this, but I'm going to ask anyway. Did you see it in the theater?
No, I did not see it in the theater. I wish I had. This is such a 2000 movie.
It is. Oh my God. It's so
2000 of it. Wait till we talk about the top 10 that was going on at the time. Whoo.
It is all like slip dresses and overplucked eyebrows and that like rum.
Straight hair.
Straight hair and that rum raisin Revlon lipstick. It's all the 90s or late 90s, early 2000. Yes, it's real good. I did see this in the theater because I had a friend who was working at the movie theater and I just showed up one day and I saw like 3 movies. And one of them happened to be this one, not because I was like really seeking it out, but because it just happened to be starting at the right time. And I saw it and I was like, that was very entertaining. And I really liked it, but I didn't watch it again till now. So it's almost a fresh take.
I wish I was younger when I wish I had a version. We had Fame. What am I even talking about? We had Fame and we had Flashdance. We had our versions of this story of like, basically these are like theater geeks.
Yes.
You know, kids. Yes. I wish I had something at that, like this at that level. I mean, I think the dancers are so freaking talented. I am on a writing project right now about a movie that has dancing in it, and I'm learning about dance and how you film it and how you choreograph it and what the dancers have to go through to put on a performance, not only just on stage, but to do something on film, which is like 12, 14 hours. And I'm like, it boggles my mind how talented these people are. And some of them, they were dancers, but they weren't point dancers. They were not ballet dancers, and everyone's excellent.
They are. And do you go to the ballet ever?
I have, yeah. I love, my parents were big ballet people.
I've only gone for, my grandmother used to take me to see like the Nutcracker, around the holidays. The
Nutcracker is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
It deserves to be seen, yes.
But actually, after watching this, I realized, I'm like, I live in San Francisco where we have a really good ballet company here. And
you have an excellent ballet company.
I was like, I'm such a dork. Like, well, that's the show, Sonia. No, like, I was like, I should be going. I should go and see some of these shows. We also have opera here, and we have really great, and I do go to the theater and see stuff here, but it kind of inspired me. I was like, I think I'm going to try to go to more ballet and opera and things, but I'm in awe of what they can do with their bodies.
It's brutal. I also should say that I worked at a store.
Oh yeah, that's right.
In the early 90s that sold aerobic wear and dance wear.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't sell point shoes. We sold ballet shoes and tap shoes. Fuck, I don't like tap. I mean, tap is the noisiest.
I love watching tap dancing.
But I like to watch it in film. I do like to watch it in film, but I've been around dancers and around, that community, and these people, what they put their bodies through.
Yes.
Holy shit. I have so much respect.
Yes. Just the stuff that they make it look so easy. It's like they just spin for days. They'll just spin for days. They could just jump crazy high. They could just get up on their toes and like la 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 la, like it's nothing. It blows my fucking mind. Like I could never do those things. I really love all the little details in this movie about just they're constantly they do a lot of full body shots of them dancing, which I love seeing, by the way, because I want to see all of it. But also like those little details about like all of them like breaking in their new shoes.
Yes. That was amazing. I love that. That's in the trailer. They open with that and it's so good. The way they light the match on it and they scratch the shit out of the bottom.
Yes.
I sold shoes for years. I know a lot about shoes. This all tracks with me.
Or it just shows like the toll it takes on their feet. Like, because people, there is a certain stereotypical look to a ballerina, right? That they're very like lean and dainty and all these things, but then their feet are gnarly. Like their
feet are gnarly and their leg muscles are incredible.
Yes.
Like, but the expectation on them, which is shown in the movie as it really is like, there was a review like under 10 years ago, but the New York Times gave a review for the what am I thinking of? The famous, the Christmas time ballet.
The Nutcracker,
sorry.
Yeah.
And he made a joke about how the lead ballet figure definitely had too much fruitcake, in her.
Fuck this person.
And she was like a size 4 or something.
Right.
there is this expectation to be very lean, white or light skinned, have your hair very straight and up in a bun.
Yes.
There's the very strict body posture, and they're athletes. They are absolutely athletes, and they're artists.
Yes.
On top of that, I cry at musicals, and I cry when I watch the ballet. Any kind of dancing makes me cry because I'm like, they're so beautiful and they're so talented, but they're working their asses off.
Yes, and on top of all that, they make it look so easy.
Yes,
like you walk out thinking, "Well, I'll just jump that high. Like
I'm just gonna get some point shoes." That's nothing.
And then I'll just walk around on my toes, and I'll just spin for days. And no, none of those things are gonna happen for you.
No.
Like they are trained and they can do it. And we get like kind of we get a cast of characters, and they each have their thing, their issue, I guess, that they have to deal with. So we have the new girl, Jodie Sawyer, and she's beautiful. She's adorable. Everybody drank. Like, she's so beautiful.
They're all so beautiful.
Yes.
Let's just say everybody, like, they're gorgeous, and she's great.
Yeah, she's so great. And they have this thing about she has bad feet. Like, she doesn't turn her feet out the way they are supposed to be turned out, and that she's not as lean as the other dancers, therefore her body type isn't right. And there's some like, it's brought up a few times throughout the movie with other dancers too, about like, you don't have pride, quote unquote, in your appearance. You
That's
need
how
to,
they manipulate you.
Yes, you need to go see the nutritionist, things like that.
Just like a very America's Next Top Model, or the Dallas Cowboy Cheerleaders show.
Oh.
I watched both of those, by the way. But they make a big deal, like, you need to talk about your nutrition.
Yes.
Which means you're a big fatty McFat pants, and they want to starve you, but they don't want to say they're starving you.
Yes. And then there's the star student, Maureen, who she intimidates
everybody.
Yeah. And because she's a perfect dancer, and she has an eating disorder. Like, she's bulimic.
Yeah.
She's throwing up everything she eats. It's really, really sad. Her storyline is really, really sad.
It's rough. She's like, everybody thinks she's perfect, and she's a snob, and it turns out her mom's a single parent.
Yeah, her mom is like a total dance mom who like works at the academy, is totally obsessed with her becoming a star ballerina. And it seems like that's what Maureen wants too. And throughout the course of the movie,
she gets the big D.
Yeah, then she gets some of that D. And then
we had a conversation about 45 minutes before we started the show today. So there's things that might not make sense.
Yeah, but it's true though. She was all like, I want to be the lead. I want to be the star ballerina. It was all that thing. And then she meets a cute caterer, and she gets
doctor.
Yeah, she gets
some future doctor.
Yeah, she gets some of that vitamin D, and all of a sudden she's not so interested in being a star ballerina anymore. But she does say, like, she says, like, I don't think I want this, because at some point another dancer gets injured and she thinks, I wish that was me. Like,
we should say also, and like, think we know this, we both follow sports, we follow athletes, and dancers are athletes. Like, they don't have a long career.
No.
It's very hard to not get injured. They're asking their bodies to do things that they shouldn't do, and especially over and over and over again. And they're in a lot of pain from that. There's a lot of like Michael Jackson's issues. I mean, there's a lot of what's going on with Michael Jackson. I theorize that a lot of his the addiction that he had, the addiction issues, are from physical pain.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably. Like, you can watch, there's a documentary on Netflix called, like, I think it's called Fastball, and it shows how these pitchers in the Major League Baseball, how they throw, these fastballs. And if you play that shit in slow motion and you see how their bodies move as they it's not natural. It's not that.
You're gonna ruin your shoulder.
It's bananas. They all have to get like crazy surgeries on their shoulders and their arms. The stuff really, really takes its toll. And for Maureen, it was taking her toll. She couldn't even eat. Like, every time she ate, she would throw it up. She couldn't help herself.
And I also, as the shoe salesperson, I can say to you, because people would say to me, when you get shoes that fit improperly, you have a pair of bad shoes on your feet. Why is that so painful? It's so painful because, and I'm going to get scientific here, so try not to get lost, but
I could do it. I'm with you.
Centrifugal force is the fact that the planet of Earth is spinning on an axis. And the way that we're not flying off the planet is there's a force pulling you down. So you may weigh, let's say, 120 pounds. You're putting like 10 times that amount of weight on your body when you wear shoes. So if the shoes are inappropriately sized, that's not 100 pounds you're putting on your feet. It's like more like 1,000. When you're doing those dance moves, even though they're so thin, it's still a lot on your ligaments, on your joints, on your ligaments, on your toes. And it's because people you look like you weigh nothing. Like, how could this possibly hurt? No, it's like, that's the thing. It like pulls you down. And so that's part of why their feet are so fucked up. When I used to sell shoes, like I said, the dancers' feet, holy shit, what they do to themselves.
No, it's
because they want to, too. I mean, people want to do what they want to do.
Yeah. So Maureen has the eating disorder storyline. And then we get Jody, who is getting you have bad feet. What was the other? Body type, all the stuff. She's getting all the stuff. And then Saldana, yes, is playing someone named Eva.
From Jersey.
Yes, and she's the one she's got attitude. She has attitude, and she's the one that she's always looking for a fight. She's the one that tells teachers off. She mouths off to people. And at some point, like, they all decide to go out to a salsa club and go dancing. And it made me want to go to a salsa club and go dancing. I'm like,
I want to party with these people. They have a fun time.
They were having so much fun. And
they were having so much fun together. I love the way they bond together.
Yeah, they do get to have some fun together. And we start spending more time with some of the other characters. Like Charlie is one of the other dancers. He's very cute. And then we have like Cooper Nielsen, who's the like top dancer at the school. He's not even a student, right? He's like,
no,
he's in the company. Sorry. He's in the company that like,
he's a big deal, and he's got his big D on a couple of women there.
Yes, he does.
There's all kinds of that going on.
So at some point, like, Jody is like, it's very cute. She goes to like a dance class, and they're like, what do you want to take? And she's like, anything but ballet. She just wants to dance. She wants to like remind herself why she loves dancing. So she goes and takes this class, and then Cooper shows up, and he's like Mr. Hot Shit, and he is also taking the class. And then afterwards he's like, oh, they all danced to Higher Ground by the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
I did like that scene.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this also. I watched this movie twice in the last 2 days. I liked it better the second time. I can get why people watch this multiple times.
Yeah, because it's fun to watch.
It is fun to watch.
They are all like amazing dancers. It's fun to watch, and it's an easy watch too. Like and so after class, he's like, why don't you ride on my motorcycle? And he hops, because he's a rebel, damn it. And, she gets on, rides his motorcycle, and then she rides him. And, and she thinks like he's her boyfriend now. And he is like not thinking that at all. He
no.
She was just a little fun to have. And meanwhile, there's also a storyline going on with Peter Gallagher's character and his eyebrows, because apparently at some point he stole like Cooper's girlfriend, and now that girlfriend is Peter Gallagher's wife, and he's the choreographer and the director of the company that Cooper dances for, and Cooper wants to choreograph his own dance.
I want to say before I forget.
Yes.
Because I got this from the second time. There is one of the dancers gets fired because her body type.
Yes.
And Peter Gallagher is the one who says to her, "You're not respecting your body enough." I don't think we get that conversation. We're just told that.
Yes.
I loved it when her mother said to the other girls, said, "Don't let anybody speak to you that way. Don't let anybody think about you that way. That is not okay.
Yeah.
You're beautiful just the way you are." It's like the Christina Aguilera song. Beautiful.
Yes.
And I loved that. I
love that too. Because she also says, like, dancing used to make her happy.
Right.
And now it doesn't. And that is something that I think Maureen also deals with, where she's like, she said it was something that her mother wanted and that Maureen just happens to be good at, and she wants to find what she loves. Like, she doesn't love it. Dancing doesn't make her happy.
She's really good at it, but it doesn't. It's not worth it. All the damage it's doing to her psychologically.
Yes, exactly.
And physically. Yeah.
So Jody gets dumped by Cooper, but then he does cast her in his performance, what are they calling it? Their workshop or whatever. Mm-hmm. He casts her as the lead. Charlie, of course, is the other male lead. Zoe Saldana's character is like in the background of the Peter Gallagher one. There's like 2 workshop dances going on or whatever. And I have to tell you, I know which one I would rather watch.
It's not hard to figure out.
I would pay money to see Cooper's. Did they go
super
on fun.
Tour?
I don't know, but they should have.
Yeah, because I would have seen that. I would have liked that. I mean, there's 2 different performances. One's very good, and the other one's super fun and sexy, and like that's the one I care about. And and it made me think of the red. I just saw the Red Shoes for the first time recently.
I've never seen that.
Oh, it's so good. It's so fucking good. You have to see it.
All right, I will watch it.
You need to put that on your list.
Okay.
And I loved the use of red and the use of color in this movie. It's so 2000.
Yes.
It's like black and gray and white and beige, and then occasional pops of color.
Yes.
And so when the red comes out, it's really bold.
Yes.
And it's spectacular.
Yeah. I don't know how that show would actually happen in the real world, because there are like multiple set changes, multiple costume changes, multiple hairstyle changes. Maybe that's something that actually happens in the ballet. I don't know. But it's so fun to watch because it starts with like, just a regular like ballerinas doing their rehearsal, and Cooper rides in on his motorcycle, and they're telling the story of the movie in his dance, basically, with with the Michael Jackson song, and then it ends with Canned Heat by Jamiroquai, which most people probably know from Napoleon Dynamite.
I miss Jamiroquai. He used to be on soundtracks. He was a thing.
And that song is dope. It's a really fun, like, funky song that you want to dance to, and she dances her ass off in that. And I was so impressed with this rewatch. Like, I thought that whole show was so fun, and because I remember seeing this in the theater, and the dance is over, and Cooper's now going to get funding to start his own company, and she agrees to be his like principal dancer in his new company. And I was like, you really want to go work for the dude that you slept with and then he blew you off? But now as an adult, I watch it and I go, I kind of get it. Like, it's a better opportunity.
It's a great opportunity. Don't be stupid. You're like, do it now.
Yes, exactly. And then on the other show, Maureen bows out secretly and lets the Zoe Saldana character take her spot so she gets her moment to shine.
Zoe Saldana has so much charisma.
She's such a star.
She is such a freaking star.
Yes.
I love watching her.
Yeah, and she's really good in this. Like,
yeah,
she's beautiful. I love the stuff with her and the dance teacher which catches Eva like practicing at night and offers to give her some tips, and she finally like lets her guard down a little bit to take some like actual feedback. There's really good stuff in here, and I'm like, where I wrote something else about her. Oh, there is also a thing about like the friend Eric, who is clearly gay. He gets like almost nothing to do. He gets like nothing to do. He's cast in Cooper's dance, but then he's the one who hurts himself, and he doesn't even get to dance. I would have liked for Eric to have a little bit more to do.
I enjoyed Eric. I would have liked more of Eric.
Yes, and because there is the thing that happens at the beginning of the movie where all these new boys have joined the school, right? And all the girls are like, is he gay? Is he straight? You know, because
by the way, that really is how we do enter school.
Yeah.
When we're that age. Yeah.
Well, also like
we lived in the Bay Area. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, also ballet, the stereotype is that these boys are gay. And so they're playing with the stereotype here, but all the men that we spend time with in the movie are straight. All of them, except for Eric. And we actually don't get enough of Eric.
Eric is great. He flirts right away. He puts it out there right away, who he is. He's living his best life. He's being himself. He's wonderful.
Yes.
There was something I wanted to talk to you about. And it'll pop in my head in a second, but there's something. But you keep going.
I really wanted more for Eric. And then I wonder if Eric hadn't hurt himself and he actually was dancing in that big number at the end, Eric would have been a phenomenal dancer, because that guy Cooper is amazing. And it is a little weird, the idea that the star of the company is like performing in a student show, but whatever, it needs to happen for the movie, so you gotta let it slide. Again, super fun to watch. It's just such an easy movie. I can see why everybody loves it.
If I were like 15 years old watching this, I would just be captivated.
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, I'm captivated now, but I think it's great New York City usage. I think it makes New York look cool and sexy and fun. The music's great. The fashion is totally on point for the time.
Yes.
Yeah, I really enjoy this.
Yeah, and I don't think the movie isn't all about which man is Jodie going to pick.
Oh, I know what I want to talk about.
Yes.
Sorry, Maureen, when she's on her date.
Yes.
At the bowling alley.
Yes.
And that guy is telling the most disgusting joke.
What the fuck?
That elephant joke?
Yeah.
Was horrifying. And at the same time, that pizza looks so goddamn delicious. I get why Maureen wasn't listening. And I know my pizza. I'm very particular about pizza.
The joke is basically the aristocrats, right? It's like I feel like they could just
aristocrats.
Go the aristocrats. Snaps. The aristocrats. It seemed like was that a first date? Seems like a weird first date. Go bowling with my friends, but maybe they were trying to keep it cash, and bowling is super fun.
They're keeping it cash. And bowling is great.
Yes.
And I do like me a good bowling alley and wearing the shoes, and yeah, that I find all that authentic, and I loved. But that guy's whole joke that they're all singing, and maybe I would have thought that was funny in 2000. I just know as an adult, I'm like, what the fuck is this going?
Yeah.
Oh my god!
I'm like, learn to tell a joke, asshole.
Yeah, he goes way too on. Yeah, there are other ways other jokes you could tell. But anyway, we were supposed to identify with Maureen, who's like, all she can see is the food, and then
same.
She's like, yeah. Yeah, I get it with her. Like, she's like, I don't know. It's a lot of calories. Because she has to wear these little tight ballerina outfits. Yes. Like her body is scrutinized all the time, but she's trying to like be in the moment and enjoy herself. I did like their relationship, and that he was trying to figure out a way to talk to her and help her. He's being a guy about it. Like, this doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I don't understand. But he's
his
not,
heart's in the right place.
Exactly. He's not like super shitty about it.
No, his heart's in the right place. But she's like, you don't know what it's like to have a dream. Like, he's going to medical school.
He
what
might.
are you talking about? Yeah, he actually might know what that being competitive is like.
Yes.
But anyway, I liked their relationship, and I think like her character would be easy to make into kind of a joke.
Yes.
And not. And then instead she's a full-fledged. And I like the fact that she really tries to make friends with other people and really disarms them around her, because she is so freaking talented and so good.
Yeah, and it's as she starts to come out of her shell and like make friends and like goes on like a little trip with everybody to like have some fun, and her mom sees her like doing that, and her mom is just so shitty about it. Just, Mom needs to fucking chill. And Mom needs to. I mean,
it's a Mama June thing.
This is definitely why they have.
Gypsy.
Yeah, that's why they have a fucking show called Dance Moms. Like, it's a thing that they do. And I mean, dads are the same way sometimes about their boys and sports.
Sons.
So, yes, it's a whole thing. So I think that all of that stuff is handled really, really well. I also wanted to point out Cooper riding in on his motorcycle on stage, and Peter Gallagher has this amazing eye roll, like, ugh, like, what a douchebag. It's like the best eye roll, and he does it through the whole performance. I love the performance. Clearly Peter Gallagher thinks Cooper's a douchebag, so he just rolls his eyes constantly, but because he has those amazing eyebrows, it's an amazing eye roll.
I gotta look for and make a gif out of it. It's going to be mine.
It will be yours. I'll make it one.
It will be mine.
It will be mine.
Oh, yes.
So
it will be mine.
At the end, like, everybody gets their place in their proper company or whatever. Like, it's a happy ending for practically everybody. And Jody, she asked Charlie out on a date, and it's very sweet because he asked her out on a date before, and she turned him down because she thought she was in a relationship with Cooper, but instead she got burnt. Yeah, burnt. And they agree to go on a date and they kiss or whatever. But I also it wasn't really about her picking a man. It was about picking where she wants to go in her life, what kind of dancer she wants to be. I think the kiss with Charlie was just the little cherry on top.
Yeah, there's a lot of like tongue kissing going on in this movie too, which is not my favorite thing.
Yeah,
it's fine in real life. I just I can't watch The Bachelor or those dating shows because I hate watching tongue kissing. I've never outgrown it. I know. Oh my god! I'm like, don't y'all fake that for the camera? I love a good fake fucker on my films. That's just me. That's a me problem, by the way. So
she gets to give Cooper you're a great choreographer, but as a boyfriend, you kind of suck. And I'm like, girl, been there, but except not the choreographer part. Yeah,
we talked for a while before the show today.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, this one was such a fun one. So thanks to everybody who
really, thank you all for bumping this up and making us aware, because I would never have picked this.
Yes,
and I loved it.
Yes, and the soundtrack too. Like, there's like a couple Mandy Moore songs on here. Again, so 2000s.
I love Mandy Moore.
Yes.
I am so on board with her. I'm always on her side. I love her.
Yes.
I even love Candy. I think that's a great song. I know she hates it, but I love it.
Oh, I like it. When I was done watching this, I was like, I'm going to watch another 2000s dance movie. So then I watched Save the Last Dance afterwards. Did you ever see that one with Julia Stiles?
No. Is it good?
I liked some of it.
Oh, that's a no.
I really like her, and I really like the man who's in it, and I'm going to look it up right now so that I make sure.
I love Julia Stiles, and I think she needs to work more.
Sean Patrick Thomas and Kerry Washington is in it, and she's great. We love Kerry Washington. And I
love her.
Yeah, the dancing is, but again, Save the Last Dance is very watchable, but it also is like white girl goes to all black school.
No thanks.
And so there's just that component that's like,
I say this.
Yeah.
I think you should see The Red Shoes. Anybody who likes this movie, if you haven't seen The Red Shoes, see The Red Shoes. It's based on a bizarre Hans Christian Andersen fairy tale. He also did The Little Mermaid. The movie's from 1948. It's in Technicolor. There's this whole scene where they do this ballet that's like 16 minutes and it acts out the original story. Norma Shearer, who's beautiful.
Okay.
The dancing is superb. It is everything you could want from a ballet movie. It's really, really good.
Writing it down right now. I've never seen it. It's
really good.
It's been on my list to watch because I know that it's a classic dance movie, but I have not seen it, so I will watch it.
You should watch it.
Between Charlie and Cooper, which one would you hook up with?
Oh, all of them. They were all cute. I'm not even lying. They were all my type in 2000, and they're my type now. If any of them.
Valid.
Whatever.
Valid. Actually,
you could have this.
I would I would go for Peter Gallagher.
I would do any of them. Honestly, the Russian guy was really cute.
Yep.
I thought he was fun.
He was so fun.
I love the fact that he was so fun. He went to the dance club, and then he was flirting with this older cougar kind of woman. Yeah. And she's like, "What's your deal?" He goes, "I'm Russian." He goes, "Why are you in New York?" "Mafia." And she's like, "Ooh, okay, let's go." And they just start dancing. Yeah, I loved it.
He had told some girls before that he was in the ballet, and they snickered at him. So,
well, yeah.
So he was making up a lie, and yeah, but she was a good dancer, and they had a good time.
She was phenomenal and looked great, and I loved her dress and everything. I would want to go to that club in a second, and I don't go to clubs.
Same.
That club.
I would never go to a club, but that looks fun. There was just enough room on that dance floor.
Yes, it doesn't stink.
Yes,
that's a place that doesn't stink in my heart of hearts.
Do you want to hear about some other movies that came out in the 2000s?
Yes, please.
The year 2000. Battlefield Earth.
I'm not going to make fun of anything with JT.
I have never seen it, so I guess I technically can't make fun of it.
I tried to because I had a huge crush on Barry Pepper, and I was watching all of Barry Pepper films. But not good.
Okay.
But I'm not going to make any other comments.
Okay. Yeah. Big Mama's House.
I don't know that one.
It's one of those Martin Lawrence wears a fat suit movies. We had a few of those types of Big Mama's House, Nutty Professor.
Didn't he have a heart attack doing that? Like he was trying to lose weight for a movie, right? And he was running around his neighborhood.
Right. He was wearing the Vision Quest. Yeah.
Like a metallic jumpsuit, like Vision Quest.
Yes.
And he was trying to lose weight because he gained too much weight.
Yep.
He's a weirdo.
He's such a weirdo. It's not a good movie.
No.
Gone in 60 Seconds.
I like Gone in 60 Seconds.
Me too.
It's stupid, but I love it.
That's very watchable. Me, Myself, and Irene.
I haven't seen that in a while.
I saw it in the theater and was like, I remember liking it okay. But it's not my favorite. Mm-hmm. Scary Movie.
Those scary movies are funny.
They are funny. I agree. My sister
but they're
and
like cable funny.
Yes. My sister and I still quote stuff from the second one all the time with Chris Elliott and he's got like a little hand, like a normal hand and then like a little hand. And my son, he's reaching down for someone and he's like, "Take my little hand." the person's like hanging off a building and he's like, "Give me your other hand." And he's like, "No. You have to take my little hand." My sister and I laugh. We're still, "Take my little hand." We'll never get over it. Okay, other movies. But I'm a Cheerleader.
I haven't seen that in a long time, but I'd love to see it.
Yes, I think it's Oh, go ahead.
What? No, I was just going to say the actress, Natasha
Lyonne, I think is.
Thank you.
Yes.
I love her.
Yeah.
And I need to see this because I haven't seen her in a while.
Yeah, she is in Poker Face, which is on
one of my favorites.
Yes, on Peacock.
Peacock,
Yeah.
not Penguin Network.
The Penguin one. You know, it's on the cock. It's on the cock.
This is the Blues Brothers, the penguin scene that like sticks in my head.
I think But I'm a Cheerleader is on Criterion right now. So if you want to watch it, there it is. Okay, a few more movies. Coyote Ugly.
I haven't seen it in a while. But I had danced once there and threw my bra on the thing. And the owner of the bar took me and my friends, like he gave us all a free shot.
Nice.
Rode in on his motorcycle. I go home to visit my family at Christmas. He died the next day of an overdose. Yep.
Oh my God.
Yep.
That's bananas.
It was been like, and I think it must have been actually not Christmas. It might have been around my birthday because I had like all my friends there and we were dancing on the bar and I did the whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
He came over. It was like in a dream. And then he died the next day.
Jesus.
Right.
Wow.
Okay.
That's
Sorry.
bananas. Oh, that's okay. All right. 3 more. We did an episode on this one a long time ago. I think it might have been even Margot's first appearance ever on this show. The Contender.
I love The Contender.
I know. You do love The Contender.
I love a shark sandwich. That's why I'm Jeff Bridges. I'll dream about that shark sandwich. Yeah.
I don't know if we still have that one in our archives, but that was that was the one where Margot and I were like, we understood
We're
each
friends.
other. Yeah, we're going to be friends now. 2 more. Bounce. Do you remember Bounce? That's the Ben Affleck Gwyneth Paltrow movie, like when they were still dating.
I need very little Gwyneth. The Gwyneth I like, I love. I just don't need a lot of it, if that makes sense.
If you want to watch a good Gwyneth movie, watch Sliding Doors. That one's great.
The best movie.
Yes.
She's so good in that.
I love that movie. And then last movie, Dude, Where's My Car?
My friend's friend wrote that movie.
What?
And yeah, we were working at Condé Nast at the time, and he came to visit her, and he was like, we were just, she had to be with her editor, and so we were just sitting around talking. And he's like, oh, I'm a writer and I live in LA. I'm like, oh, what have you written? And he was kind of like hedging around it. And then finally went to Dude, Where's My Car? And I'm like, I love that movie.
Dude, that movie is...
Did I love that movie? I don't know.
It's a very, like, it's like, again, like a perfect, like, on the USA channel movie.
It's a stoner comedy.
Yes.
And it's perfect for what it is.
Exactly.
But I remember like having this conversation where like I was trying to drag it out of like, what have you fucking written? Because he's obviously written something.
Yes.
He had some money on him. He was doing well. But anyway.
He shouldn't have been ashamed. Because
no,
that movie made money and it's got people who love it. So good for him.
Yeah. Do you want to hear the top 10 songs?
Oh my God, I can't wait.
This movie came out. All right. So it's 2000. What was the date?
I don't have it open. Let's see here. Center Stage movie. I'm going to look it up. I'm going to have it for you in one second.
Sorry,
May 12th.
Top of my
May
image.
12th.
May 12th. So the May 12th, 2000. I'm actually going to go to 12 and then move my way up to number 1 because number 12, Aaliyah, Try Again.
Oh my God,
who
so good.
Passed away. Such a great song. I have an episode of Not Fade Away where I talked with my friend Michelle, who worked with Aaliyah. She was the person when Aaliyah passed away. She had to actually call people and tell them.
Oh,
and it's
awful.
And she just says the most wonderful things about Aaliyah and how wonderful she was and humble and hardworking and talented. And she was such a beautiful spirit. Yeah, she passed away August 25th, 2001. Anyway, all right.
That song was dope.
11, it's a dope song. Sonique, It Feels So Good. I don't know that.
I don't know
said
that one.
wrong. Sonique. 10, Lone Star, Amazed.
Oh, this one I did know. Yes.
Number 9, Enrique Iglesias, Be With You.
Couldn't get away. Like all the salsa music was the Latin music with Ricky Martin and Jennifer Lopez. It was all over.
Wait till you hear this one. All over. Number 8, Everything You Want, Vertical Horizon. That song.
It was all over the radio.
It still is on commercials.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Number 7, In Sync, Bye Bye Bye.
That's a good song.
Great song. I love it. Number 6, Macy Gray, I Try.
That's a good song.
Good fucking song. Number 5, Destiny's Child, Say My Name.
I love that song. It's so good.
Fucking dope.
Yep.
Number 4, Cisco, Thong Song. That
Dong.
Number 3, Faith Hill, Breathe.
Jesus, that
She's
song.
so vanilla. I never find her interesting. I'm sure she's super nice, but
That song is like total, like weddings. So many weddings with that song. It was the thing.
I went to so many weddings where that was one of the dance songs. Okay, number 2, I love her. Toni Braxton. He Wasn't Man Enough.
I love Toni Braxton.
She's the best. And then number 1, oh boy, Santana, Maria. We've been talking about Santana on the What a Creep podcast page.
Oh,
and how much we hate Smooth.
Yes.
Just because it's overplayed. It's just not whatever.
Yes, exactly. He's said some problematic things lately, to make it an understatement there, and then made a half-assed apology and then took down his apology. So he's not winning over any fans right now, and well, that song sucks anyway. So
that album was just way too much. It was just
Yes, what's it called? It was like
Escape It.
It was called like Supernatural or something. I forget, but like
Supernatural, and there's a little bit of this, little bit.
That one,
Michelle,
Michelle Branch. That
one I liked.
I do love Michelle Branch, so I'm gonna let that song slide. But Smooth, and Maria,
geez.
pass.
Ugh. Pass. Hard pass. Yeah.
Well, anyway, what else are you dorking out about, my friend?
I want to thank, I'm so sorry I'm blanking on your name, Christine. Somebody in our What a Creep podcast group recommended Facts of Life on Tubi. And I went in whole hog, and it's been such a goddamn delight to watch that show. I'm old. I'm a Gen Xer. Like,
You're
that
hilarious.
was our teenage. Yeah, and it was really fun to watch. It's fun to watch. It's fun to watch Joe Polnicek, who's clearly a lesbian character, but they don't want to say she's lesbian. But there's so many things. It's so bizarre, but I love these people. When I see them on Instagram and in real life, I have such a fondness for them.
Yeah, well, you grew up watching them.
Yeah. I want to also say Luann and Sonia it's on Bravo, but I think it's also on Peacock.
It's on the cock.
On the cock. 10 episodes, 2 really spacey women land in a small town in the Midwest and then like do their thing. And these are such funny, smart, insane people.
Yes.
And it was so much fun. Paula Abdul shows up at one point to help them put on the Benton Follies.
Yes.
It was great. I super loved it.
10 episodes or maybe 8 episodes, each a half hour. And they, like you said, horny Laverne and Shirley. Very entertaining to watch.
Also entertaining on Max. We can't say HBO Max. Max. BS High is a documentary, and it's about this high school. There was a televised event on ESPN, between 2 high schools. And it turns out one of the high schools wasn't a real high school.
Oh.
And there was some crazy shit going. Even if you don't like sports, if you're interested in a good documentary.
What's it called?
Max. It's called BS High.
Okay. Writing it down.
It just landed this week on Max. I fucking hate the name. But it's such a well done documentary, and it is batshit. You're not gonna believe like what happens, and it's all It's all real, and it's really well put together. Also, what happened on Max this week, Max, and Just Like That ended their season 2, and it was bananas.
I'm not watching the show, but I occasionally read recaps or watch recaps on TikTok. So how do you think it ended this season? Did you like that? Did you not like that?
No, look, it's classic hate watch for me. Will I come back for season 3? You're goddamn right I will.
That sounds like someone who likes it.
But it's not good. But at the same time, every once in a while, they do something correctly, and I feel it, and I feel the characters that I loved for so long. Yeah. They had Kim Cattrall in this episode for 72 seconds.
Were you so happy to see her?
Oh, my God. She was always my favorite.
Yes.
She was the best friend to everybody on that show. They've done her dirty. She didn't want to do this show because in the original incarnation of the script for the first season, they wanted Samantha to be sleeping with Avery. Is that his name? It's Cynthia Nixon's
Oh, wait, Brady?
son. Brady.
That's gross. What?
I know. And she said, no, I'm not doing that. And then it went worse from there. And so to have her on this past episode, they did her so dirty. So having her on was great.
Yeah.
But Carrie sells her apartment. Finally,
okay.
She's 56.
Yeah. She's
selling her apartment. I'm in my 50s and I'm living in an apartment I've been in forever too. But I don't have $50 million like she does. But she buys a place, spoiler, buys a place in Gramercy Park, super expensive. It looks like a New Orleans home with like a Juliet kind of terrace around it. It's really pretty. But she buys it so she and Aiden can get together because he has 3 sons from his first marriage. Okay. And they were just like, oh, well, the kids will like you because I like you. And that's how life works, right?
Yes,
and it turns
totally.
Out his son, I know. And it turns out his son is really having a lot of problems. So he then tells Carrie, after she sold her apartment and bought a place that's like 4 bedrooms for like $15 million, he says to her, spoiler, I need to spend time with my youngest son, who's 14, and basically attempted suicide.
Oh my God.
And says, I'm going to spend the next few years with him as a teenager. I'm not going to date you, and I don't want you to come visit me in Norfolk, Virginia. And she says, how long? And he says, till he's not a teenager. And then he says, 5 years. So 5 years will go by like that. And he makes a snapping sound with his fingers. And she's like, okay.
What?
So, I know.
Okay, that's okay.
It's batshit. It's batshit.
Okay.
And that's not the craziest thing they're asking us to accept.
Oh, what's the other crazy thing?
You have to watch.
No.
If you want to have I'm not doing any more.
I'm going to go read the spoilers.
Read a spoiler. Also, Below Deck Gary on Below Deck Sailing, turns out he's a fucking creep. And I posted something in our Facebook group for what a creep. Yeah, he's a total sex. He's sexually harassing women off the set that aren't on the show, but they're behind the scenes. And
gross.
And we kind of knew this was going to happen, didn't we? He's pretty gross. Anyway, last thing I want to put out, I'm working on a project right now, and I'd love to, because this is a dance episode.
Yes.
Any of you that are experts in do you teach dance, or did you do dance for like 20, 30 years of your life? I'd like to speak to you off the record if you need be, but about a thing that I'm working on.
Yeah.
And that's all I'm going to say. So just when Sonia gives you our, how we reach us, that's how you do it.
Okay. Everyone remember that. Talk about dance. Let's see. What should I talk about first? Let's talk about, I literally just got back from Oppenheimer.
What'd you think?
Yes,
I'm dying to know.
I watched all 3 hours of Oppenheimer, and when it was over,
3 full or more?
3 full hours.
Fuck.
And when it was over, I wrote down in my little notebook, I feel like I just watched a 3-hour trailer for Oppenheimer. Like, that's how it feels to me. It made me feel old in that I was constantly like, who's that? What are they talking? What are they talking about? I don't understand. And they would like start a conversation and then it just jumps to something else. The music in it was very like, I just felt like the whole time I was waiting, it was just showing me things. Like it almost felt out of context to me. Like they were constantly showing you things, then it would cut and the music is really dramatic the whole time. And I'm like, okay, like when you watch a trailer and you're like, oh, I'm sure this will get explained when I see the movie. I felt like the whole movie was like that.
It's like watching a movie with my parents because they constantly would ask questions. Who's that guy? But I understand that because I think I told you off the air. I saw the documentary. It's based on real life. Let's just be clear. But the book that Christopher Nolan is referring to is like 780 pages. And the documentary that's on PBS that I watched was very dense with detail.
Yes.
There's a lot that goes on in this man's life.
Yes. And I will say,
Before,
not bored. I was never bored. Like, and there's a ton of people in it. Like, tons of people show up and you're like, oh, I didn't, okay. Like, there's a lot of faces you recognize. Everybody's good in it. Emily Blunt is particularly good. It's an interesting movie. It looks great. It's not a surprise. Like, but I didn't feel like I learned a lot about Oppenheimer from it.
He remains an enigma?
I guess to me, yes. There were things that were introduced that I thought I wish they had gone into more of that they don't.
What about Florence Pugh?
She's in it for a little while and then she's not. And like something happens to her or doesn't. It's never really made clear.
Oh, really?
What really happened there. Because there's it's very strange. Robert Downey Jr. is in it as well. And he's really, really great. I told you it made me want to watch JFK. Did you?
Which we're going to do soon.
Yes,
because I love JFK. Yeah.
JFK was like this too, in that I watched that movie and I was like, what an interesting mess. Like, there's a ton of people in it. They're all doing a thing. Like, it's very interesting. That's how I felt about Oppenheimer. I was like, everybody's in it. They're all doing a thing. It's very interesting. The editing and the music and all the stuff, but it doesn't go deep at all. And I was very confused throughout the movie, and that made me feel dumb. And I don't like to feel dumb.
No.
And I don't think I'm dumb. Because I'm
smart.
I know I'm not dumb. And especially when it comes to movies, as someone who's watched a ton of movies, I have a lot of, I don't know cinematic literacy. I don't know, for lack of a better word. So I feel like I should be able to understand Oppenheimer, and there was a lot in it that I didn't understand. And maybe I missed something, or maybe the movie just isn't very clear on what story it's telling.
Got it.
But
did you see it on 35 millimeter or 70?
I saw it in IMAX. It was not 70 millimeter. Was the
audience packed?
It was not.
Okay.
I heard but I also went to the Daly City, Century Theater here. That one's often not that busy. So it's a nice theater that just is often not that busy. because it's like right outside of San Francisco. I like to go to that one because I can park for free and really close.
Top of the hill, Daly City.
That's right. Exactly. And I never have to wait in line for anything. It's great. I actually think I would like to watch Oppenheimer again at home with maybe the subtitles. Maybe
that's going to be my thing. Just to be honest, that's probably what I'm going to be doing.
Which I know is not the way Christopher Nolan intended it to be watched, but that is how...
Christopher Nolan can come over to my house and explain things to me if he wants to. Yeah. Look, and then I won't do that.
I will also say, and look, Christopher Nolan has made some really good movies, but sometimes I like
his movies. Yeah.
I was like, sometimes he's a little up his own ass. That's all. And
you think?
And sometimes there was some of that in this movie where I was just like,
got it.
Like eye roll, like Peter Gallagher rolling his eyes at Oppenheimer riding in on his motorcycle. No, yes, it felt like a 3-hour trailer to me. It didn't go deep enough for me, but it seems like other people super love it. It's getting great reviews. Enjoy.
My good friends of mine saw it and they weren't impressed. That they in Oakland they saw it.
Oh, they weren't impressed?
Were not impressed. They were. I think that was their similar critique.
Yeah, I guess I wanted more of a straightforward storytelling for it. Like, and I think there's something to be said for movies that tell a good story, tell it well, tell it in order. You know, this one jumps around a lot. There's, 1 minute it's in color, next minute it's black and white. This is what reminded me of JFK.
Does it also talk about the fact that Indigenous people were kicked out of their home for this project?
It is mentioned. A lot of things are mentioned in this movie and not really shown, including the impact that his work had on, say, Japan. Like, it's talked about, but it's not shown. So, which could be a good thing or a bad thing, depending on how you want to look at it. Like, that's not the story they're telling, or they want to keep the focus on the man, Oppenheimer. But I think to really show, there's something... Look, I don't want to see the impact of the atomic bomb. That's not what I don't want to pay to see that. Because it's very upsetting. Like, I don't want to see it. But I also think there's a lot of talk about, like what you're saying. They take the land from the Native Americans there. There's a casual mention of that. It's not shown. I don't want to give things away for people, but I will be curious, like, when you finally watch it, what you think, because...
it's going to be streaming for me.
I'm going to watch it on my phone. Take that, Nolan.
I won't watch it on my phone. I will watch it on my big-ish screen. Yeah. It's not a big screen, and I will need captions because I can't hear a fucking thing. Yeah, the 90s. Yeah. And I
will say, like, I literally just walked out of the movie and then sat behind a microphone. So my take... tomorrow maybe I'll feel a little different after I've sat with it for a little while. But when I walked out, I was like, I don't think I fully grasped everything that was going on. I found it very confusing. I didn't know who characters were or what they were doing there. Like, I was very confused.
That's a problem.
And that's a problem. But I will say, again, the movie's getting a lot of great reviews. I know people who really liked it. I like Barbie better. If we have to compare, if we have to compare the two movies, because apparently we do, I'll just say I liked Barbie better. I also want to mention I finished a book called "You Could Make This Place Beautiful" by Maggie Smith, she is a poet, not the actress Maggie Smith, and it's a book about the woman wrote about her divorce, how she discovered her husband was having an affair, and the impact it had on her and her family. It's a lot of little vignettes about, like, her grieving process and her therapy process and the feelings that come with that. I am feeling very, very, very seen by this book, as I was telling Margot before we started recording. I think it's an amazing book. It is one of those books that I've read it and I feel lighter for having read it, and like the things she identifies in the book feel very spot on and helped me identify things that I haven't really processed yet. And I think that that doesn't happen very often when you see a movie, watch TV, read a book, you know, something that you're like, oh, I haven't thought this about myself, and you identify it and you're like, shit, like that hit me in like a really sensitive area that I need to work on. And this book has done that for me. So thank you, Maggie Smith, for writing the book. It's called You Could Make This Place Beautiful, and you can get it wherever you get your books. What else should we talk about? That's plenty, huh?
I think, I'll just finish with saying I read Fran Drescher's book.
Oh!
I'm working on a project that Fran Drescher was a part of, and it's called Enter Whining. And I had the CD of the book, like when she did the original audio. And Fran Drescher is a goddamn delight and a treasure, and she's been through some shit, and I just love it. And a couple of people, I mentioned it on in my Instagram, and they said, "Oh, I love that book too." I love Fran Drescher, and once again, she's been through some shit. It's wild to read because it's all about my husband, Peter. Oh my God, we've been in love since we were 14. Oh my God. And it's like, he's gay.
Oh, that's oh my God. I totally forgot about that. Oh my God, that is so funny. I totally blanked on that.
But I love The Nanny, and I love, of course. She's great in Spinal Tap. Like, I just love her and everything she does, and it was a really fun book to read. And she's also been through some shit, and I think that's helpful.
And she's currently the president of the Actors Union, so she's dealing with some shit.
She's also, her parents are still alive.
Wow.
She's 66. Her parents are still alive, and she's taking care of them.
Oh,
and she's dealing with a strike. Yeah, so she's got some shit going on. Yeah, that's why I'm not approaching her for an interview right now. I'll wait till things settle down. So I'm just reading a lot of her books. And I just got this yesterday, and I love the back shot because, and I'll post it on my Instagram, it's just like the dress is tucked into her underwear, like she's showing her perfect butt. But she's so great. She's a treasure. Aww. I don't agree with everything she's into, especially when it comes to health and COVID and shit. But I think she's just a brilliant artist, and I like her.
And she's got that amazing voice.
Yeah.
That's a really good impression.
Thank you.
My friend, tell people where they can reach you on the internet, and if they've taken dance or taught dance, anything to do with dance, where they can reach out to you and find you.
Dance experts, please reach out to me. I'm on Twitter, as long as that exists, at Brooklyn Margot. I'm on Threads, Instagram, and my site is called Brooklyn Fit Chick. You can also at margotdonahue.com, and then I'm at Margot Donahue on TikTok, where I post things about dancing and also movie clips and stuff that we're talking about. And brooklynfitchick@gmail.com. If you are a dance somewhat expert, if you've taught or whatever, I want to talk to you because I just want to get some feedback. Thank you.
Everybody, you heard her. Do it.
Yes.
If you like dorking out, you might also like our other show, What a Creep, where we talk about creeps of the past and the present. This week, we are talking about the Boy Scouts of America.
Holy shit balls, y'all. It was an intense episode.
Yeah, that one was intense. But as always, like, Margot did an amazing job. There's a ton of research. It's a good one. So check it out. If you like Dorking Out Show, you can find us at dorkingoutshow.com. It's on WordPress, and WordPress is being a little janky right now. So if you have problems with the website, please let me know. You can email us at dorkingoutshow@gmail.com. Send us your requests. We take requests.
Yes.
This one was a request.
It was a request. Last minute. If
you want to join the What a Creep podcast group, there's a lot of Dorking Out listeners in there. Feel free to do that. You just type in when you request that you're a Dorking Out Show listener, and we'll let you in. Just don't act like a creep, and you can stay. It's a good one. And you can find me at thesoniashow.com and The Sonia Show on Twitter, as long as that's a thing. Instagram, Threads, the TikTok, all the places. This was super fun. Thank you, everybody, for the recommendation for Center Stage. And thank you, Margot, for dancing with me on this.
I'm on my point shoes right now. I'm lighting them on fire, and then I'm going to be in my point shoes.